Hey, Classy Career Girl Network. We are here for our questions for part one of the Freedom Workshop. We've had so many comments on part one on the video, underneath the video, so thank you guys all for watching it and participating and being here with me today. Today is really just about you guys. I don't have anything prepared right now. I think I did enough in the Freedom Workshop, so I think you guys got enough content there. So today, these Facebook Lives are really just to answer questions. I love answering your questions and really getting down into actually your specific question based off the content. So we're all in different businesses and we all have all kinds of different things going on. But I love the Q&A part because then we can take the profitable business assessment, like what I'm teaching in the workshop, and we can apply it exactly to your business right now and help you move forward so that we can really grow your business in 2017. So you guys are in the right place. If you want to start a business in 2017 or you want to grow and scale your business, ask away, ask any questions that have to do with that. We had one question come in beforehand, so I am going to answer that one. That one came in from, let me check her name, it was Charity Jones. So it looks like we have Jua with us. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. We have Jen Miller Hogg. Welcome, ladies. Okay, good to see you guys. So let me know if you are with me. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching this from. The thing I love about our Classy Career Girl Network is we have women in there from around the world, and so it's really exciting to see where you guys are from. We had that introduce yourself post that went up yesterday, and you guys are from all over the place, and so that's just really amazing. It's really exciting that we're doing this workshop with all of you guys from around the world. So super cool. So ask away, ask any questions. Let me know who you are. Let's start with that. Let me know who you are and where you're from, where you're watching from right now. And then just start typing in those comments, and we will definitely be getting to those questions and answering them. We have Tony says she is from Northern California. Awesome. Well, I'm from San Diego. We're down in San Diego right now. So it's not really scarf weather, but I love wearing scarves. And so that's why I'm wearing a scarf with you guys today. I'm sure we have many of you guys from some cold states right now. So, okay, so a couple admin things. I do want to introduce you guys to Mr. John Runyon if you guys haven't seen him around town yet. He actually just joined Facebook Live as well, so that's kind of funny. This is John.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
John is obviously he's my husband, he's great, but he's also the behind the scenes operations man, so he does stuff. What do I say? You do things that I don't even know need to be done. He just makes sure things get done that I didn't even know needed to get done.
Right, yeah. I try to make stuff work so that you don't have to worry about it. And in that same vein, if stuff isn't working for some reason, just let me know, shoot me an email, info@classycareergirl.com. We'll get stuff figured out, we'll get it fixed, and we're just here to help you guys. So hopefully you're enjoying the video. Keep going back and checking the comments.
Yeah.
People are always commenting more on that video on page. And let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me an email, or I'm also in the Facebook group as well, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So if you guys have any technical questions, or if you can't access the videos or anything like that, just email info@classycareergirl.com. If you're not yet signed up, I know we have some people who like to wait till the very last minute, and this is it. This is the very last minute. If you're not signed up for the Freedom Workshop yet and you want to access the videos, you can go to www.corporaterescueplan.com/freedom. That's where you can register so that you can actually see the videos and download the workbooks for this entire workshop. So let me see if I have any other, admin stuff. So Tracy's with us. Hey, Tracy. The other administrative item, we had some questions come in about what if I can't watch it today? Or what if, December 29th is busy for me. I'm going to be on vacation. No problem. We are just going to, all the videos will be replayed. You can replay them all the way through January 6th. And so obviously I want you guys to get started, to get moving, because that's going to set you on the most success in the new year. But if you don't have time today to watch the video, don't worry. It doesn't need to be done today. And this will also be recorded, this Facebook Live as well. Okay, it looks like we have Kang. Hi, Kang. Nice to see you. And we have Alyssa as well. Greetings on in Nevada. Represent New York girl gone west. Awesome. Well, I'm a Minnesota girl as well, gone west. So I went out here for college and just never went back to Minnesota. And Jua, if I'm saying your name right, is from Tunisia. Hey there. And Ida's with us. Awesome. Big shout out to Ida. She is our community manager here at Classy Career Girls. So if you have questions, anything like that, you can always reach out to Ida, and you can also reach out to Rachel Corpus too. She is our Facebook social media manager for our Facebook group, our Classy Career Girl Network. And so you can definitely, you'll be seeing her post a lot in the Classy Career Girl Network if you're new with us too. Tony says, I downloaded your free 90-day business plan. Awesome. Will these videos tie into that plan? Okay, so the 90-day plan is really important just to, I recommend everyone do the 90-day planner. So what happens is it's like the next step. So basically these videos, I would probably recommend kind of going through these videos first and then creating your 90-day plan based off what you learn in the videos. That's usually what we teach in the Corporate Rescue Plan, is kind of going through kind of like the basis, the foundation, figuring out like what business you're going to start, and then kind of putting together your 90-day plan after that. Obviously, New Year's is coming up. January 1st is right around the corner, so I know I will be doing my 90-day plan. I already ordered it at Staples. I have to go pick it up tonight. I got a copy of it for myself and for John, and so I'm hoping we can do it together. But basically, the 90-day planner is basically something you want to get in a habit of doing consistently every single quarter. And so it's built into all of our 2 membership sites doing that 90-day planner. So it doesn't exactly wrap into the videos that you're going to watch, but the videos will give you the more of the detail about how to start and grow your business in 2017. And the planner is just kind of like the guideline for how you're going to kind of execute your tasks and your actions. Okay, so good questions. Okay, Ida says, hey Ida. Jen says, North Cal relocated to Raleigh, North Carolina. Oh, it's beautiful there. I love it there. Shayla, hi Shayla. Hi Ida. Hi Amanda. Jen says, how is the Freedom Plan different or in partnership with CRP? Great question. Okay, so the Freedom Workshop is kind of the foundation of what you're going to do before joining Corporate Rescue Plan. So you'll actually see you're kind of ahead of the game, Jen. John's, yes? Good. He's adjusting here, making sure it looks good. So Corporate Rescue Plan is our membership site that Jen is actually a part of. So she is actually kind of in our advanced training course. The Freedom Workshop is the foundation. It's the beginning. So Jen, you're going to have to pretend like you're not in Corporate Rescue Plan already. It's kind of like even the pre-work before Corporate Rescue Plan begins, but it is content that you're not even going to find in Corporate Rescue Plan right now. So if you guys are with us here and you're already in Corporate Rescue Plan, this is brand new content. It's really great content. It's some of the best stuff. This workshop is some of the best stuff I've ever done. So you won't find it anywhere else in Corporate Rescue Plan. So I definitely want you to take advantage of it and watch the Freedom Workshop, go through it, and just kind of pretend like it's the new year and you're starting fresh and you're kind of make sure that your business has the correct foundation. Some of it, John, you'll see is repeated in CRP. So some of the stuff that you're probably, if you're a Corporate Rescue Plan member, some of the stuff you're going to hear, you may have already heard it before, but we all know it's great to hear things twice and 3 times and 4 times because then it really gets into your head and then you really, really know it. So that's kind of how CRP and the Freedom Workshop relate. Okay, let me see who else had a comment. Let's see. Tony. Hey, Tony. Velma's with us. Hey, Velma. Good to see you. I'm glad you're with us. Rachel's with us, our rock star Facebook group queen. Hi, Rachel. Jen says, "Ha, okay, I like being advanced." You are advanced, yeah. So if you're a CRP member, you're advanced here. But everyone in the Freedom Workshop will have an opportunity to learn more about Corporate Rescue Plan when the workshop is over. So if you don't know even what that is, don't worry, you will learn about it later. Hey, Rachel, where are you today, Rachel? Are you back here in San Diego? Okay, so keep those questions coming. Those are great questions because those are the types of questions I often like skip over when I'm, creating and running this crazy business. I kind of forget like the small little admin details that are probably stuck in your mind like that. So thank you guys for those just really simple, basic questions. If you have questions about, the Freedom Workshop, or if you have questions about what this is all about, or questions about growing your business model, the first video, maybe the trends that I talked about in the video, or the business assessment, ask away. Tony says, you mentioned in the video to put up a PayPal button and begin selling before the product or service is created. Can you elaborate on this? Okay, so I can kind of go into my story of how I did this. So basically what happened is I knew that I wanted to create this online course. Like I was ready. I wanted to get, my knowledge and my training, and I wanted to teach. But I didn't have the course ready yet. So what I did is I registered on PayPal, got a PayPal account, and basically that someone can actually purchase them through PayPal before actually having the course and everything done. So this is just a good way. For me, it was a great way just to get started, because then I could test the market and see if someone would actually purchase what I was going to sell. If no one had bought that first course, like I would have known that there wasn't a market need. And so for me, that's why I talk about it a lot. I had been sitting on a course for years. Like I had wanted to do this, but I just never actually created the whole course content. Sometimes that's really hard to create an entire course. It doesn't look like we have Dee on our Facebook Live today. Dee is a Corporate Rescue Plan member, and she sold her course over the last 2 months. She sold her course. She actually had proceeds of her course. If people purchased, helped her build her school for Pencils of Promise, if people actually helped donate like $97 for the school, then they were members of this course. So that's another way. She didn't even throw up a PayPal link. She threw up like a donation page, $97. And so now she has 7 people who donated to build her school in Africa, that now she's creating this last week. She's putting together the course content and putting it all together, knowing that 7 people paid. I'm one of them. I'm actually going through her course, and 7 people paid for her course, and it's going to be starting in January. So there's no way, I guarantee you, she would not be creating the course right now. She would not be putting so much time and effort into it if she didn't have those 7 people that had basically already paid for her course. So that's kind of, it's basically testing the market and seeing if people are interested in it. And that's a lot of the times how I've built many of my products and services as well, because I want to make sure that people want it. And the times that I've done this, so I'll give you an example of the time I didn't do this. The time I didn't do this is I created, this is like my It Didn't Work product. I created a course. It was called the 30-Day Networking Challenge. And I thought people would really want to have 30 days of networking tips to go networking. And it was a major bomb because no one actually, it was so overwhelming. I mean, who wants to get 30 emails every single day telling them something new to do to network when most of these people are introverts and don't like networking anyways? So that course didn't work. I do not sell that course anymore. Like I had very, very few sales, but the reason it didn't do well is because I didn't test the market. Now, what I should have done is I should have, sent an email out, started asking some people, hey, would you be interested in buying a 30-day, networking challenge course. And then I should have, if someone bought it, like that first person that bought my course, I asked them all these questions about like, oh, okay, well, what do you want in this course? Like, what are you looking forward to learning more about this course? Dee in our Corporate Rescue Plan program that's putting her course together right now, every day she's in there with like a poll and asking questions like, what do you guys want to learn about this? And she's learning about her market so that she can actually create good content, create a product or service that people want. So that is a great way. If you're, I don't know, Tony, tell me what kind of business that you want to start, because even if you're out there coaching, I mean, you can put a PayPal link up and actually go, before you have even all your coaching systems together, and you can sell an hour of coaching with you, or, sell a day with you, or a half day with you, or a Skype call with you, or anything like that. Technically, if you're wondering more about just PayPal in general, super simple. Like if you Google PayPal, purchase button, buy now, it's a buy now button is basically what you want. So ideally you have a website, and then you can just copy the code from PayPal and put it onto your website. And then immediately when someone clicks buy now, then it takes them to PayPal to check out. So super simple. Don't make it complicated. I hope that helps, Tony. Let me know. Rachel says, I'm actually in LA right now visiting friends. I'm still on winter break for another 2 weeks. Ooh, oh, the life of a college student. John and I were just talking about how winter break now is way different than it was 10 years ago. When you just go to your parents' house and you just relax and you do nothing for 2 weeks. Now it's different, especially now that we're parents of a 2-year-old who kind of is starting to understand Christmas. It's totally different. I was definitely last minute wrapping presents for her the morning of Christmas Day and all that crazy stuff that I never used to have to do. So have fun. Enjoy it. It goes too fast. Yuri's with us. Hey, Yuri. Tony says, I posted my dilemma on your comments at the video. I will try to get it. I will be going to those comments today. So if you don't get a chance, I'm going to be interacting. Our whole team is really going to be interacting in that video 1 comments, but I am going to too. So if you have questions later while you're watching the video or anything right there on the worksheet, you definitely post them on the video and I will see those as well. Tony says, I'm an interior designer of 30 years. I already have a PayPal button on my website pages. Okay, so that's great. So you have a way to offer your services and your products to your clients. So that's great. It looks like you are set and ready, and it's really just now, and this workshop's going to be great for you because in video 2, we're going to talk about creating your offer and what you need to have in your offer. And so that's probably what is probably missing for you, because you probably have, it looks like you have a website, you have a PayPal button, and you're ready to go. And so now it's really about putting that offer out there for people to buy and to purchase, and something that they really, really want. So right now I'd be thinking, thinking about your ideal client, who are they? What is the market? And overall too, a lot of the stuff we talk about is what do you want your business to look like? What is your purpose? And what's your ideal workday as a business owner as well? All that stuff is really important foundational concepts to be thinking about as well. Hey, Lorena is with us. Rachel, thank you so much. Awesome. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions, ask away. I am going to go over and answer the question that we got, that we had come in before the call. Okay. Okay, so this question is from Charity Jones, and she had a question about the name of her business, because the name that she would like, the domain is already taken, and she prefers to have it all be consistent. Okay, so names are really important. I would encourage you guys not to just create the name yourself, but to get feedback from other people. One thing we're always doing and recommending in Corporate Rescue Plan is creating kind of a poll in the Facebook group, and you guys can do this in the Classy Career Girl Network as well. Polling people, coming up with 4 business names and seeing what people like the most. It's also really important that you know your business name kind of shows what you're going to be doing and the type of business that you're going to have. So that's something that you want to think of too. If your domain name is taken, like, just remember .com is not the only thing anymore. I mean, I know for the last maybe 5 to 10 years, .coms, everyone has a .com, but now .coms are getting so populated, like, it's so hard to get .coms anymore that it's becoming more okay to get .cos or .orgs or .biz or anything like that. So I wouldn't feel too bad if you had to get your actual dream business name in like a different dot. There's a lot of fun. There was a guest poster on Classy Career Girl yesterday, and his website was hackyour.fitness. And I thought that was really clever. Like, that was a great way to now he doesn't even have to say .com. Like, his dot, it goes to fitness, and that's the name of his business, Hack Your Fitness. So think of, I mean, it's all about brainstorming and getting ideas here and like putting it out to other people and seeing what they think. You kind of want to know what people's first reaction is to your business name, and does it match the type of product and service you're going to be providing? And I also wouldn't put too much pressure on yourself, because names change, our businesses change, everything changes years after years, and so things might change as you go forward and put your business out into the world as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I do have an interesting story though, because if you do want a domain, there is a way to sometimes purchase them from other people, especially if there's like nothing up on that other person's website who has your domain. There's like this whole behind the scene. There's a lot of people who like buy and sell domains, and my brother is actually one of these people. He actually got, I think, a couple thousands of dollars because he bought a domain for $10. And someone came to him and really wanted that domain, and they paid him a couple $1,000s for it because it was that important for them to have that domain. So just know there's this whole back market of buying domains. If you really want a domain, you can get it. You just might have to pay some money for it, or maybe you find someone who, you know, is willing to give it to you for a more reasonable price. I know at one time, I think it was, I think John and I tried to get like ccg.co, or we tried to do something, and we emailed the person, and I don't think they ever emailed us back too, but it doesn't hurt to ask if you have your mind set on a certain domain name. For us, we tend to like kind of change things a lot, so I wouldn't, for me, at this point in time now, like 7 years into my business, I might be willing to pay a larger chunk of money for a domain if I really wanted to. I don't have any plans to do that, but I know now I'm a lot more clear in my business and my mission and my purpose and where our business is going over the next 5 years. When I was starting, I had no idea. I didn't even know that this little blog I was starting would be where I am today, where the business is today, and that it would even be a business. Like, I started a blog not even knowing it was going to be a business. So that just shows like there can just be so many changes in there too. So don't put too much money on your domain, and you can always change it too. I know when I started on Blogspot, and so I even had like classycareergirl.com/blogspot.com, and then I changed it to classycareergirl.com, and then I moved over from Blogspot to WordPress, and so all of those required like a change in like domain and hosting and all that stuff. So just know that where you start, there's going to be opportunities to change things as well, and you'll get a lot more clear on your mission, your purpose, and what your marketing message is as well. Okay, so get feedback from others, Charity. Shop like .orgs, .biz, .co, there's a lot of generators out there that can help you kind of brainstorm different domain names. Also check out, if you Google Shopify business name generator, they have a really great business name generator that can help you kind of get some ideas out as well. Post a poll in this group, get more ideas. You can email them if you want and see if they'd be willing to let you buy that domain for a different price. It's kind of like, it's not through Bluehost or like GoDaddy or anything. It's kind of like my brother got a check in the mail from this guy and he transferred over ownership of the domain. So, so that stuff does happen. So those are my first tips for you, Charity. But I did know that you later did post your name of your business in, oh, Charity, you're with us. Oh, good. So Charity's business name is Heels Inc. Consulting. So we learned that later. So my only tip for you, Charity, I would make sure you keep out, I wouldn't put LLC or Inc. in your actual domain name, because that way that can change, like I just talked about. Like, you might start as a sole proprietor, you might go to an LLC, you might go to you might become incorporated someday. All that stuff could change. And if you haven't done a lot of work with your lawyer already, you might not even know what the right path is for you, or where you should start, or where you should move to. Like, I know our CPA is like, every year she gives us advice, like, about what, where we're at and like what might be better for our taxes. So I would keep that out of your actual domain name. The other thing is, I would also make sure you ask around, like, what if what your name is what people are thinking it is. So for me, heels, I think of like shoe heels, and so that might be something that you just want to make very clear, either in your headline, or you might, I don't know how like set you are on your business name as well, but for me, it doesn't really tell me what type of consulting you do, unless you do consulting, for shoes. That could be, and you never know. I like to get really clear on like the benefit of what people are going to have, and clear on the business in the domain if possible, so that it's really easy for people to see like what you do. For example, for us, we get a lot of hits on career. We have career in our domain, and so a lot of people come our way because they are searching for career this, career that. And so you just want to make sure that, like, what if you're not in shoe anything, and all these people start landing on your website for looking for shoes and looking for heels. And so I think that would be kind of a bummer, because you're getting all this traffic, but they're coming for the wrong reason. And so at least when I'm getting traffic for career stuff, I know that they're going to land on my site and get career advice, which is what they're looking for. So you got to think of SEO too in your domain name. It doesn't necessarily have to be your exact business name as your domain, but SEO is something that's increasingly important as you continue on and you start wanting to get your website out there and for people to land on it without you having to spend too much time on it. Okay, so let's see. We had some other, hopefully that helps you, Charity. Okay, let's see. Oh, good questions. Okay, I love your questions. Keep them coming. Okay, Amanda says, I teach crafting classes and sell handmade items locally, but have not tapped into the online community. Awesome. It's exciting. You should. Am I in the right place? Not too tech savvy. Yes, of course you are in the right place. So it's great that you're teaching. So you're doing a lot of very similar stuff that I'm doing as well, teaching and training and helping other people, but it sounds like in person. And so the good part is that you have a lot of the content already and you are doing this in person. So similar to my background is I used to teach at DeVry University as a professor. I also taught as a professor at my previous company, Booz Allen Hamilton. So I was the same as you. I had taught a lot of people in person, and I kind of had developed my own systems down and like what works and what doesn't. And so, yeah, if you are interested, something I would look into is taking what you're teaching locally and possibly putting that into some sort of online course and being able to get what you're teaching to more people, and helping more people. So your website could actually have selling some of the handmade items that you're working on as well. And as far as tech savvy, you guys are going to learn, can't remember which video I mentioned it. It's either, I know I talk about it in video 3. We talk a lot about, just coming on January 4th, we talk a lot about the roadblocks, and not being tech savvy is a huge, huge, huge roadblock that a lot of people face when they're starting a business. The person that comes to my mind, we did a case study with her a little while ago. It's on the blog right now. Her name's Claire Trost, and she started her blog, and then she also grew the blog and started a farm business as well. And so she had to create another website for her farm. And I remember in the interview with her, she told me that it is frustrating sometimes, this whole tech world, and like, how do you figure out your website stuff? But you have to remember that there are so many people out there where that is their expertise, and they really want to help people, and they know that stuff, and that's their strength. And so that's the value of like putting a community of women like you guys together, because you're all have strengths in different things. And so the big picture is there's people out there that can help you. There's resources out there. There's so many articles out there. When I first started my website, I had no idea how to do it, but little baby steps here and there somehow figured it all out, and I'm completely in control of my website today. Like we have a developer for like really like high end tech coding stuff, because I don't know how to code. And so, you know, we contact her if there's just something that we can't handle, but there's a lot of things that you can do that you can self-teach yourself to get started as well. So yeah, you're totally in the right place. Module 3 will have the blueprint that's coming on January 4th. The blueprint, which will actually, the whole startup blueprint, which in the back of it, we have a whole tools section. So that will help give you a bunch of tools that you can use to get started and to move forward. And you're in a great place too. So just ask in the community if you need help technically, just ask. That's the whole benefit of the community. And you're definitely in the right place, for sure. Okay, hey Adriana, hey Elaine. Elaine is our Pinterest intern at Classy Career Girl, so give her a shout out. She's helped us with our Pinterest account. Tony says, I started my interior decorating design business about 30 years ago. I'm still at it and I love it, but the market for interior decorating has changed. The internet, social sites, and media have taken over. For some reason, Tony, it only gives me 4 lines, so that's all I can read right now. But I can imagine, so feel free to paste in the bottom, or I can check it on the video. But it would be better if I could talk through it. So if you want to paste the bottom 4 questions to, or the bottom 4 lines, because that's all I got. I can imagine that interior design has changed so much over the last 30 years, let alone 5 years, 2 years, 1 year. So yeah, it's a really exciting time though. I mean, if you can get past just what we were talking about with, I forgot your name, Amanda, if you can get past the technical stuff and really learn all this stuff that's going on in social media, I mean, there's so much opportunity for you guys. And I tried to emphasize that as much as possible on video 1. There's so much opportunity out there right now. I mean, interior design, the thing that comes to my mind is Pinterest. Like, I know I have boards. We have a Classy Career Girl Pinterest account, and I have so many boards about interior design and home and office, and I'm always looking at that when I'm trying to decorate my house and when I'm like cooking and, you know, like even just for the holidays, putting together, you know, the tree and the fireplace and all that stuff. So if you can like move past not knowing and start learning about all these different avenues that can really help you, I think there's so much to Instagram for you too as well, Tony. You know, maybe not, depending on your market, like Snapchat could be fun, but even more so, like I would focus Pinterest and Instagram for you, and maybe even Instagram stories, like sharing some of the videos of things that you're designing, as well as the pictures of what you're inspired by for design as well. Oh, there's a ton of opportunity for you, Tony. I hope you take advantage of it. And we'll be sharing, we have a lot of other information too that we'll be sharing about social media later on. Jenna's with us. Hey, Jenna. Jenna, big shout out to Jenna. She just created her brand new business and her website. She's a CRP member. I haven't gotten a chance to look at your website, Jenna, but I saw that you posted it in our CRP group, so I'm definitely going to check that out later. So big shout out to you. Charity says, thank you. Adriana, how do you find out what the competition is charging? Well, a lot of times people are posting that stuff on their websites, so that's probably the first place that I would start. Is kind of invest. First of all, if you sign up for people's email lists, you're probably going to get a gazillion emails that have offers, possibly. So that might be something that you want to do, is kind of sign up for their email list, or like kind of be like a client would, where they're like opting into something. You could also look at, there's got to be some sort of like lists out there that lists all of the competition. I think you're an event planner, if I'm not mistaken. So, there's got to be like a list out that lists out all of the competitors. There's nothing stopping you from calling people and actually, or having like an intern call people and kind of, this is market research, right? You could, if I were you and I really wanted to know what the competition was doing, and I actually did this. We had Rebecca Wolford, was our intern a year ago, and she did market research for me to see what other programs were out there, what they were charging. And when you come at it from that angle, as like, hey, I'm a student, I'm like doing this project, and I was wondering all this information as far as like what services you provide. That intern doesn't have to necessarily say that they're working for you. They can say that they are at a company, or that they are at their university, and they're putting together kind of like a report basically on event planners. To kind of help you with that. I mean, I think that's a really good idea. I think that's something that you could consider. Eventually, you might want to start collaborating with some of the people out there. So that's something that I have done. I mean, I'm very aware of what other people are charging and stuff out there, but I think it's important to do what's best for you. I know I am completely different than a lot of other programs out there. Our stuff is very, very different, and I'm proud of that. I mean, it's way more affordable, and it's kind of a different business model, and so maybe there's a way that you can kind of come at it from your own angle, like what works best for you. The other thing too is to ask the people that you're talking to. I know oftentimes when I was doing a lot of strategy sessions and free calls with people, I would tell them my prices, and sometimes they would just volunteer, well, wow, that's affordable because this person's, coaching course is this much. Like, what's different about yours, And so if you can't find it online, then that's probably what I would try it, and also start collaborating with these people. And oftentimes, you can sit down for coffee with someone and you can like say, hey, we're both in the same field. We want to get to know each other and collaborate, and just kind of possibly partner in the future. And you can talk about prices. You can talk about, what are you seeing in the market? What prices are you seeing in the market? I know that's something, I mean, I just a couple weeks ago, I had a phone call with Lauren, the founder of Career Contessa, which is like, basically, some would think a competitor of mine, but we don't want to be competitors. We want to, help and support each other out, and we are going to be doing that in 2017. So I think that's important, is to kind of start paving your own way. It's good to kind of see what's out there, maybe online, kind of have some like kind of foundation. But then we got to make sure that we kind of create our own products and services, and we start at that price that we feel comfortable with, so that we can start getting that social proof and those testimonials and the income coming in on a monthly basis. I know I started way, way, way low instead of way, way, way high, which we are seeing a ton of inflated prices these days online. That's a whole different story. But that's really what I would recommend, is kind of starting on that lower side, starting with what you feel comfortable with. Start getting clients, like start putting it out there and getting your first client, and then you can always increase it from there. Hopefully that was helpful, Adriana. Hey, Meredith. Yuri says, thanks for sharing your experience. You guys bet. You bet. I love this. That's what I do. Okay, Charity says, no, I want to do more career consulting, so I need to rethink that because it's an acronym. That makes sense. Okay, I was wondering if it was an acronym. So I would imagine you want to do career consulting for women. So that's good. I'm glad it's an acronym. I think for me, if I could go back, I don't know if the whole Classy Career Girl thing, for me in the very beginning, it was pretty tough. Because people didn't really sometimes think it was a real business. I mean, Classy Career Girl, it's kind of similar to your business, Heels. Um, you know, and it's funny because my the original photo and logo, I don't know if any of you guys were around long enough to know this, but the original photo I used was a stock photo of a woman who it was just showing like her skirt and her legs and her heels. And so that's what reminds me of your idea, Charity, your business name, Heels, because I got a lot of, I don't know, I think it was both positive and negative. I think some people were like, it was attracting because it wasn't like the normal career coach website. So I think it did attract some people because it was like, oh, what's this? But then I also got a lot of negative stuff because people are like, why do you show a girl with just her legs and her heels? Like, what's that about? Just her feet. Like, so it was kind of negative in that aspect because, and eventually we ended up changing our logo and everything like that too. So, but yeah, it definitely reminds me of where we started as well. And it was really hard and now we've developed a brand, Classy Career Girl brand. But I would think of that, like, do you want to develop this like Heels brand into something that's going to grow too? Because that was kind of like always my plan, is to really grow the Classy Career Girl brand rather than Classy Career Girl career coach. That's not kind of what my plan was. It was to grow Classy Career Girl as a career coach. Classy Career Girl was always the brand, and as some of you guys know, the career coaching business has now split off into Love Your Career Formula, which is a membership site. So in my head, Classy Career Girl is the big overarching, it's actually called Classy Career Girl International now. That's the big overarching thing. And then we split off into our two membership sites, Love Your Career Formula and Corporate Rescue Plan. So that's where you can be, Charities. So I just want you to kind of think, and this is for everyone too, is like think long term too, like in 5 to 10 years, like what do you want your brand to be? You have to kind of, I remember a mentor told me this a long time ago, you have to create your website for where you want to be someday. And that kind of changed everything for me, because now when I update my website, it's like, where are we headed? Where are we going? What do I want? What's my vision? What's my mission? And that's how I update my website now. So that's important for you guys to think of when you're thinking of your business names too. Okay. But I love that it's an acronym. I was hoping it was an acronym because I think we could work with that, Charity. Okay. Oh, Christy says, I can see the rest of Tony's comment. She wants a younger, newer client. Ideas I would suggest are focusing on workplace design and also retail store design. Those seem hot right now. Ooh, those are great ideas. Thanks, Kristen. So, hey, you guys don't need me. You can help each other. And that's what I love about this community, is you guys are helping each other out. She wants a younger, newer client. Then social media is amazing for you. You have so many opportunities to reach that younger, newer client right now. If you want, I wouldn't even say real young, because Snapchat is becoming huge for the younger generation, for all generations, actually. And then Instagram, that's probably where I would focus for you, Tony, if you want a younger, newer client, is really, really going strong on Instagram, posting like 3 to 5 times a day and really researching hashtags and interacting and networking with people on Instagram. If that's kind of what you want to do. And I love Kristen's suggestions as well. And I would start interviewing that ideal client that you want to. Like, start interviewing them, seeing what they're looking for, how you can help them. There's a lot of opportunity for you. TJ says, are free courses a good way to grow before starting offering a paid course if you have never done a course before? I think you could give a free mini course for sure. I wouldn't give out everything as free. I would give, I would probably, if you're going to do like you could do like a free half hour or hour long video maybe. just something mini, I think that's great, because that's basically, we're going to talk about that in module, or in the video 2 on January 2nd. That's in the Freedom Work Roadmap, and it's called a lead magnet. And a lead magnet is something that you offer for free in exchange for their email address. And we'll be talking about that in video 2. But what you're talking about, TJ, is a lead magnet. It's something you're offering them for free that's going to lead into your next paid thing. So yeah, I think that's a great way to get started. You don't need to have a free course to get started. You can always, create some sort of like free worksheet or free handout, free ebook. For me, it was really good to have some experience working individually with people, so I knew what worked and what didn't work. So that's probably what I would recommend too, is like make sure you have kind of like your systems down of whatever you're going to teach about, like the steps that you take people through, and you ideally have some people who you've worked the system with before, so that you know it does work. But yeah, so I think you definitely can do it, but don't be too scared, TJ. Online courses, I just actually put one together yesterday somehow, like in one day, but that's one of my strengths, is being able to do that. That's not for everyone. But I went and put together, it's called Pintastic. It's going to come out in January, about how we 10x'd our business on Pinterest, and all of our secrets and everything about Pinterest. So you guys in the Freedom Workshop, you'll learn how you can get that. I think by January 6th, when we open doors to CRP, it's actually going to be a bonus for CRP members. So if you're in CRP, you guys get it. But it's going to be really, really exciting. So it's one of those things that you have to put out there, and you do. I know my first online course was with 4 people. 4 people signed up. I used Ruzuku.com, RUZUKU, I think it is, .com, which is kind of like this system that helps you build your course and put it together. You can also use Teachable. I've heard great things about that. And that's where I started. So there's no reason you can't do the same as well. I know for me, I always give way too much in my courses sometimes, so they can get overwhelming. So for me, I would not be able to put together a free course, because it would be like 10 modules, and they would get overwhelmed. And sometimes people need to actually put money down in order to complete something. This is key. If you give them too much in something free, there's no exchange. Like, they didn't give you anything, so there won't be that motivation and drive to actually complete it. So many times, my first client was my best friend. I did not charge her, and she did not do anything. So we're still best friends. Didn't hurt the relationship. She got me going. She got me putting together my entire system of what today is now Love Your Career Formula. But we started for free. And so that was my first idea of like, okay, if I let people do this for free, they don't actually do the work. And I don't do that anymore. I will never give anything away for free anymore, because people don't put the value on it. They didn't charge it. They didn't pay for it. So they're not, actually going to follow through with it. And it's happened every single time I've given away a course for free or anything like that. So I think it's fine, TJ, if you use it as your beginning lead magnet, and you make it like, quick and actionable, and lead them to the next step. That's how I would do it. Okay. Adriana, great idea about a student project. Yes. Interns. I love interns. I love all you guys that are here. So I think that would be a great internship for someone, is to do a market research maybe in your area about your competition, and kind of provide it to you at the end. Charity, great. Yes, I would love to brand it. Thank you for the feedback. Awesome. Yeah, I love, as you guys are thinking about growing your businesses, like think how you can brand it and build it. And I think that's really so important. And I think that's what's really separated Classy Career Girl is, that's always kind of been my focus, is like, how can we create this brand of Classy Career Girl, and what do I want it to be about? What's our mission? What's our purpose? What's our values? Like all that stuff. When you go on our about page, all that stuff is there. This is what working with us is like. This is what we guarantee. Here's about me. Here's our values. And so all that leads to your brand. Same with our homepage too. You know, we are trying to be very clear about what our ultimate goal is of career fulfillment for all women. So that's all branding. So yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting. Gloria says, what platform do you use for your courses? So when I started, I used Ruzuku, RUZUKU.com. They're still around, still a great company. The newer company that's come since I started is called Teachable. So that's a great one to start with as well. So the only caveat with those two platforms, in which I eventually changed from Ruzuku, is because those two platforms, you have to use their template, their web design template. And Teachable and Ruzuku, they actually own kind of the whole layout of the course. And so me being very creative, I didn't like that I couldn't change things. And I create my website, I design my website and do a lot of stuff. And so I didn't like that it was like, it had to be blue and it had to be white and you could only do this, and I couldn't get in there and change things up. So for me, I did one course on Ruzuku, and then I transferred to Wishlist Member, which is a WordPress plugin. So if you're familiar with WordPress at all, you might really like Wishlist Member. Super simple. It's just a plugin. I shouldn't say super simple. You gotta teach yourself or hire someone to actually help you do Wishlist Member. So it's not something that I would probably start with, but it's definitely something that you can grow with and work towards. So yeah, it's definitely, we have Mary Ellen Roth, who is in Corporate Rescue Plan, and she's one of our clients, and I just did an interview with her, and she recommends, like, in the beginning, you can always also do a course like in a Facebook group. You can do Facebook Lives in a Facebook group. You can send emails as a course. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money to start your course. Oh, and then she recommends intermediates are like Ruzuku and Teachable, and then more advanced is Wishlist Member. So depending on where you are. Okay, so I just looked at the time. We have been going, if you guys can't tell, I could do this for hours. So I will do it for as long as I can. My daughter is coming home and she will bust through that door at some point. So just a warning, that's what's happening if my daughter comes home. Okay. Hope that helped, Gloria. Amanda says, thanks so much for the feedback. I do learn quickly, so I'm excited to be here and have a plan to get started. Awesome. We're all about the plans. If you need a plan to get started, we've got that for you, Amanda. Lindsay's with us. Hey, Lindsay. Alyssa says, I struggle with consistency in my coaching, trying to hone in on my niche. I'm a professional wellness coach. My background is education, and I'm currently building my client. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, it only gives me the first 4 lines. So your questions have to be short, but I can't see. If you want to paste in the rest of your question, Alyssa. Consistency can be tough for sure. Really figuring out, especially as a coach, really figuring out where your niche is and who your target market is. I know in the beginning, for me, I worked with a lot of different clients. At one time I was working with women who were in college and they were searching for jobs. I was working with women who were mid-level, who were trying to grow and get promoted and become leaders in their company. And then I was working with another girl who was all the way in Costa Rica, and she wanted to start a business. So I know what it's like when you have all these different clients and you're like, where does everyone connect here? Because they're all so different. But eventually, the more I worked with people, the more I realized, 1, who I loved working with the most, and 2, who could actually pay me. So the college students, actually, they couldn't pay me is what I realized. And so that's when I realized, okay, this is a business. I need to make money here. I can't do all this free work for all these college students who wanted me to work for free for them. And so that's when I kind of changed my market to more mid-level career woman doing job searching. And then obviously we have the 2 sides at Classy Career Girl. We help women who are job searching, and then we also help women who are starting businesses as well. And so that just comes from getting out there and doing it and getting experience and figuring out, 1, who can pay you, and 2, who you really, really enjoy working with. Alyssa, I would try and think about who your most favorite client is that you've ever worked with before, and really identify what those characteristics were about that person that made you really, really enjoy working with them. And then I would start targeting those clients and talking with them more and learning more about them. Okay, so she copied in. Gloria says, looking at the possibility of Thinkific. Okay, I have never heard of Thinkific, unfortunately. So let's see. She's a professional wellness coach. My background is education. I'm currently building my clients with educators, mindset, certainty, heart-centered teaching. I seem to draw corporate types and I want to focus on one profession. So is it good to accept clients by the struggle? Yeah, so all the time, I always recommend having like an application that people have to complete before they talk to you. So it's kind of like I would have host free strategy sessions which were 30-minute sessions that I would talk to people on, and that's how I would accept people into my coaching. And so that's where you can definitely ask them more questions about themselves. When you're at a position where you already are getting a lot of clients in, you can be a lot more picky about exactly what you're talking about. Like, I only want to work with one type of profession. And so you'll do that application, and then you can only accept the people to have those free sessions with you who are that kind of profession. That's totally okay. In my world, I would love to have you be able to refer the people you reject to someone else, maybe someone else in our community, so that, you're still helping them. You're still, in some way helping them and then the person that you're referring them to as well. But I think that's totally fine if you're at the level where you have a lot of clientele, where you are starting to have to turn people away. Is there any way that you can have some sort of maybe online course or something where those people can still take, and maybe you're just not working with them on an individual basis, but then you can direct them to maybe purchasing an ebook or a course from you? That's something I would look into. But if you're not at the level where you can turn away clients, then I would still be taking them, because these people are coming to you for a reason, and I would still be searching okay, why is it that I like this type of client and not this type of client? And then you really go hard after those one type of client that you want and that one type of profession that you want. But I think a lot of times the people get so confused because the word on the street is that you have to be so specific in your market. And I'm telling you, when you start, it doesn't matter that much. Just go, take action, get a client, start working, and things will get clear as you keep talking to people and you keep doing the work and you keep helping people and you're providing value and you see what works. Things will get clear. Okay, I got 3 more minutes here. Gloria says, I love your website and templates. What theme do you use? We have WordPress. We have a WordPress theme. I actually don't know the name of it off the top of my head. But it's I don't know the name. Sorry, Gloria. But honestly, we've changed it a lot ourselves. And so, I think any WordPress theme that you actually pay for, WordPress.org, and then a theme that you actually pay for, you can, a higher end one, you can actually make it look pretty good. So, our website, it is a theme, but I think we've done a lot underlying, so it doesn't just look like a theme. Troy says, I'm thinking of selling something completely online. Awesome. Yay. A course, a formula, a service. I'm doing virtual design now with clients that are not local. Awesome. That's a great idea, Tony. I think there's a lot of opportunity for you to do that, especially the virtual design now. Yeah, there's so many opportunities for you right now with the whole live video streaming stuff. Alyssa says, thank you. Yes, I do have an application. Keep my vibration high so I attract those who are seeking me. Yes, offer a product to fit the need. Yeah, that's what I would probably recommend, offering some sort of product that you can give to those people who don't fit your ideal client market. Gloria says, thanks. Awesome. Okay, yeah, I mean, Alyssa, it's very similar to what I started to do. Like I said, all those college students were coming to me, but I was they couldn't afford coaching with me, so that's why I came out with like a lower dollar course for them so that they could actually still get what they needed, but not working with me individually. So that's what I did as well. So that way you're helping them out. Awesome, guys. Well, I think I got through all the questions before my daughter comes running through the door. So that's awesome. Okay, so what is coming up next? Video 2 is coming out on January 2nd, so we've strategically placed the new year right in the middle of this whole thing so that you can go to your New Year's party. You can do the free plan like someone asked about in the beginning of this call. If you haven't downloaded the free plan, you can go to www.classycareergirl.com/free plan. Just a 90-day planner. If you want to do it, that's fine. We also have the worksheet in the video 1, the profitable business assessment. So I didn't see too many questions today about that. Probably because the video just came out today and you probably haven't had time to do the profitable business assessment yet. But I would make sure that you do that even if you already have a business, if things are going well, or you're thinking of starting a business. There's four keys in there that are it's basically like a little quiz that you'll check things off to see if you're on the right track. And then it'll tell you what you may be forgetting, what you need to look at that you might be missing. So it's really, really important. So that's what I would recommend you do. If you have any questions at all, you can ask in this Facebook group or just on the video. If it has to do with the video, you can ask your questions below the video there as well. January 2nd is when video 2 will come out, and that is our Freedom Roadmap. And so that's really going to walk you through everything that you need in your business to give you more freedom and more fun and less stress. And so that's really important. A lot of the questions that we talked about today kind of wrap into, so it's like the perfect next step is the Freedom Roadmap, as well as I'm going to teach you guys how to create your offers that are going to sell over and over again and be very consistent in getting clients in 2017. And then on January 4th, video number 3 will open. And that one is where we're going to walk through basically the entire startup blueprint. I have an amazing handout for you guys on that video because it's going to basically give you a ton of tools and resources that you can use. Everything I've used, we're going to go through the 5 phases of going from employee to entrepreneur. And we're also going to cover like the very common roadblocks I hear all the time that people are struggling with taking this journey of starting and growing their business in 2017. So thank you guys for joining me. This has been fun. And if you're watching the recording, feel free to post any questions that you have as well. So I hope you guys have an amazing new year, and we'll see you guys soon. We'll see you guys back on the Facebook group. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.